Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Joshlin Smith trial wrap. I am Nasiphi. We've heard explosive testimonies and cross-examinations in the trial within a trial linked to the disappearance of 6-year-old Joshlin Smith, who vanished over a year ago from a home in Middelpos, Saldanha. Let's take a look at what unfolded in court. It's been just over 2 weeks since the Western Cape High Court hit a pause on the main criminal trial in the disappearance of Joshlin Smith. The focus has now shifted to a gripping trial within a trial, where the courtroom has become a battleground over claims of police brutality and coerced confessions. At the heart of it all, a dramatic testimony by Jacquen Appollis, who took the stand on Friday to describe alleged torture at the hands of detectives, claims that, if proven true, could impact the foundation of the case, as the court weighs the admissibility of key police-obtained statements. The truth behind what happened inside those sea border offices in March last year is now under the microscope. Inside the Western Cape High Court, the search for the truth has taken a sharp turn away from what happened to Joshlin into what happened behind sea border police units' doors last March. Jacquen Appollis and Steveno van Rhyn are charged with kidnapping and human trafficking linked to Joshlin's disappearance from Saldanha. But before the main trial can proceed, the court must now decide whether the accused confessions were freely given or violently forced.
Toe vat hulle vir my om die tafel en hulle het 'n groot polisievlag, 'n blou vlag, en hulle het vir my vasgekuibel daai en hulle het vir my opgerol in die vlag en toe begin hulle slaan hulle vir my met bettens om my op my hele liggaam. Een van hulle vra vir my, "Ken ek vir Makalima?" Ek kan gevoel het die verligting dat hulle my los die tyd toe hulle vir my vra of ek vir Makalima ken. Ek kan gevoel het hulle hou opslaan.
On Friday, Appollis took the stand and stunned the courtroom with testimony where he demonstrated how he was tortured by detectives from the 4th into the early hours of March 5th, 2024. A question about his faith, Appollis said, was the spark that ignited a harrowing ordeal.
Toe ek vir hom klaar verduidelik het, toe sê hulle vir my, ek praat, vandag gaat ek doodgaan. Kozaman het voor my so gestaan terwyl my kop afhang en hy het 'n swart sak in sy hand gehad en toe vra hy vir my, do you know Jesus? En ek het vir hom gesê ja, toe wat hy die swart sak om my kop trek. En soos ek vir hulle sê, ek weet nie waar Joshlin nie. Slat hulle my met bettens op my knieë, op my voete en op my hande.
According to his testimony, officers used violence and intimidation to force him into signing a statement, one that heavily impacts not just for himself, but also Joshlin's mother, Kelly, his girlfriend, and a mysterious woman known only as Makalima. Appollis claims the most damning parts of the statement weren't his words at all.
En toe kwam hulle my uit die kar uit. Toe sê hulle vir my, ek moet nou na Makalima toe gaan en dan moet ek vir Makalima sê in haar gesig dat ek en Steveno die kind na haar toe geneem het. Toe sien ek Makalima so vasgeboeie en daar was spierde vrouens wat vir Makalima geslat het met bettens op haar voete. Dis reg, ja. Makalima het vir my gevra, hoe kan ek dit doen?
Meanwhile, earlier in the week, the defense turned their attention to Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Pistorius, grilling him over preconceived notions about Makalima and what role she may have played in the disappearance of Joshlin.
Colonel, we've heard now on your question, wie is Makalima waar bly sy en wat doen sy? Mr. Appollis, which was not written down there, says sy bly in Middelpos, and then you also didn't write down what you asked after that, and you said, wat is sy, wat doen sy? Sangoma, you used the word Sangoma. Why did you use that?
I just wanted to know who this Makalima is, but I see I didn't write that question, my lord, and I can't explain that one.
Why did you use the word Sangoma?
It's only because I wanted to know who's this Makalima, my lord.
You could have used any occupation or anything. Why the word Sangoma?
My lord, the only explanation is because he told me that I sold the child.
But you will agree with me, and I put it to you, it's not just Sangomas that buy children. Child trafficking are not necessarily Sangomas. People who buy children are not by definition Sangomas.
According to me, it's Sangomas that's buying children, my lord.
The Appollis mentioned Sondag of Maandag. You mentioned Sondag of Maandag. I'm asking you, why did you mention Sondag of Maandag? Did you get it from Appollis? Because the answer there says, nee meneer, he says he didn't know when they spoke. Then I heard you say Sondag of Maandag, then he said, ja meneer, die Maandag. I wrote it down. Your comment?
My lord, I wanted to clear up whether it was the Sunday or the Monday, because the accused talked about the Sunday and the accused talked about the Monday. The accused first talked about the Sunday, that I think I wrote it down, that Kelly told him something about the child. And he talked about the Monday when they took the child.
The context was that on the Sunday, she told him about the plan, if one can call it that, and the reasons therefore.
Correct, my lord.
Then at about 12 o'clock, the time that we dealt with earlier, when she came home, she told him, but she had spoken to Makalima about the money already.
That is correct, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. As to the injuries part and the absence of any serious decisions by Colonel Pretorius, I will argue that.
Certainly.
Thank you. I have no more questions, my lord. Thank you.
Thank you. Any re-examination, Ms. Harriman?
Yes, my lord, I do have one question following up from the injuries that were highlighted by Mr. Harumsa. Colonel Pretorius, I'm not going to take you through the whole video. You have seen the video for yourself, right? Throughout this interview with Mr. Appollis, we see his arms comfortably on the table. You confirm that?
That is so, my lord.
In fact, when he was asked to sign, he comfortably signed the documents, no issues, no complaints.
He signed with that hand, my lord, and he didn't complain.
Appollis told the court that he had raised the torture allegations to his lawyer during his first appearance in the Vredenburg Magistrates Court, but he said he feared retaliation if he spoke out.
Omdat hulle vir my gesê het ek moenie sê hoe ek my beserings opgedoen het. Hulle het vir my gesê hulle gaan weer dit doen en hulle gaan vir my doodmaak. Ja, dagbare vir meneer Smida wat vir my verteenwoordig het by Vredenburg Hof. En hy het vir my gesê ek moet wag tot ons Hooggeregs Hof toe gaan en dan moet ek dit aan die advokate verduidelik.
The state, however, hit back hard. They introduced Appollis's J88 form, a medical record used to document injuries of suspects. That form, prosecutors argue, show no signs of torture. They say it contradicts his claim completely. The state cornered Appollis on the missed opportunities he had to report police misconduct.
Did you report to your family or the correctional services? Listen, I was assaulted so severely. This was done to me.
Dis reg so.
Did you ever open a case, ask for a case to be opened about this alleged assault?
Nee.
If in fact, that is, if you are telling the truth, then this J88 would have been lit up. We would have seen a lot more injuries on these diagrams. Because based on the force that you demonstrated, in fact, that is going to be the argument before this court. The improbabilities of something that you say happened to you, the way it happened to you, is false.
With the cross-examination of Appollis set to continue when court resumes on Tuesday, the spotlight is far from fading. Steveno van Rhyn is expected to take the stand next, likely bolstering the claims of Appollis that the statements were obtained under duress.
See, Mr. Appollis, this is what you say at your paragraph 65 of your plea explanation. A plastic bag was pulled over my head while I was hit on my head, legs, feet, and hands. I could not breathe. They told me if I want to talk, I should shake my head. This carried on while I could not breathe. The pain was so severe that I felt that I was going to die. Now, if I look at what Mr. van Rhyn's document, on the manner in which both of you say you were assaulted, it is word for word the same. Did you discuss with Mr. van Rhyn what you were going to tell this Honourable Court?
Yeah.
So Mr. van Rhyn copied you. I want an explanation for why it is word for word the same.
Ek kan nie sê nie.
Did anyone perhaps tell you what to say, like they told you what to say in your confession?
Yeah.
But the defense remains firm that the investigating team and the state are yet to produce tangible evidence linking the accused to Joshlin's mysterious disappearance.
Are you aware that the state has a duty to prove the elements of kidnapping and trafficking against my client beyond reasonable doubt? Are you aware of that principle? How then timeline discrepancies, how are they going to help the state case?
Eerder dis 'n ongoing investigation. Verskille in die tydlyn kan lei tot verdere bewyse of evidence.
Now we are 13 months from the 19th of February 2024. At your disposal as the sergeant, do you have evidence that prove elements of trafficking and kidnapping against my client? As you sit there.
Eerder, ek is nie die ondersoekbeampte op die saak nie.
You testify that Mr. Lombard was having statement of my client. Did you have an opportunity to peruse the statement of my client that Mr. Lombard had on the 4th of March 2024?
Nee, eerder, soos ek gesê het, kaptein Lombard het net vir ons van die inhoud saam met ons gedeel, eerder. En dat ons grootste en primaire doelwit is om vir Joshlin terug te kry, eerder. Ek het toe gevra, is daar enigiets anders wat jy vir my kan sê aangaande die verdwyning van Joshlin, eerder? Hy het toe aan my genoem dat daar 'n vrou in die plakkers kan bly met die naam van Makalima, eerder. Hy het gesê dat Makalima weet ook wat met die kind gebeur het, eerder. Ek het aan Boeta gevra dat of hy 'n persoon met die naam van Makalima ken, eerder. Hy het soos 'n persoon wat bekommerd is voorgekom, eerder. Ek noem toe aan hom dat Steveno die naam Makalima genoem het, eerder. Verskillende twee het toe gesê dat ons moet vir Kelly en vir Makalima vra oor die verdwyning van Joshlin Smith, eerder.
While the defense and state battle it out on the statement, Judge Nathan Erasmus is yet to rule on the admissibility of the statements of Appollis and van Rhyn.
This is an important part of the case. The admissibility of the statements can make or break this case, one way or the other. I don't know what other evidence the state has, so let's rather be cautious.
That concludes proceedings for this week. Thank you for tuning in.